News Radio 700 WLW.
I don't care what business you're in. When new technology comes along, everybody in charge wants to employ it. You know what I'm saying? Because if whoever made it says this will help your business, you're going to jump all over it so you can be an early adapter and prove to everybody how smart you are, no matter if it applies to what you're doing or not.
Right. Because everyone wants to be cutting edge and all that sort of thing. And the big thing now, of course, is AI. And how can artificial intelligence and everything it promises help our business? But I guess what folks are finding out is it's maybe not as easy as you think, instituting this technology.
Well, the headline of the article we're talking about here, bosses want to use AI to boost productivity, but over 3/4 of employees say it just creates more work. So you're not employing this stuff to lessen the load. You're actually increasing it.
Yes.
So here to tell us more about it, this fellow knows of what he speaks. He's the CEO and founder of Aleta, a technology consulting firm that helps automate companies through AI. We've had him here with us before, and he knows what he's talking about. Matt Rosen, welcome back to the program.
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for having me on the show.
So Matt, do you find what we were just talking about to be true? People, they want to, I'm cutting edge and I know what I'm talking about here, and they implement this stuff without really understanding how it can indeed help them.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I read the article, and I was kind of surprised that many people were feeling like AI was creating more work for them. And what that leads me to believe is that the organizations that they're working at have not set clear guidelines as to what they mean by increased productivity. They've just said, hey, use AI, but they either haven't trained workers, they haven't told them what tasks they should automate, they haven't given them clear, literacy training on how to use the AI. And so workers are left saying, hey, they think there's a magic bullets, but it's not. But I can tell you from experience at Aleta, we've used AI to streamline our review process, and it's probably saved us 70% of the time because we review everyone, twice a year, and we are very bullish about people's growth and giving them great feedback. Our developers are seeing 50% productivity gains using AI tools, but we've invested a ton in making sure our people are trained in it and they know how to use it. And I would venture to guess that a lot of the folks that were interviewed are in organizations that haven't made that same investment.
So, Matt, look, let's say you're 40, 45, 50, 60 years old. You're sitting in your office here, been working at this place for 25 plus years, and all of a sudden the company says, we're going to start using AI. Like where does one begin, especially for those workers that, look, I hate to say it, but are kind of used to doing things a certain way? Who, or if anything, is helping them understand how to implement this stuff?
Yeah, so organizations should have, call it a chief AI officer, someone who's really helping promote some standards and some literacy and some training. But let's say that doesn't exist. For those listening that are just said use AI, some of the most common models out there are ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. But they need to understand, what are they trying to use AI for? AI is great at automating tasks. It's great at analyzing vast amounts of information and providing insights into that information, even predicting what might happen next based on that information. And it's great at creating the starting point, whether it's an email, whether it's a presentation, it could be a video. It's great at creating a starting point. But AI requires a human in the loop that knows how to use it. And so with these tools, getting to know them, getting to use them, you become more familiar with how to write a prompt or how to ask for things. But it takes practice, and it takes literacy, and it takes training. And so if employees are not out there, or if employers are not out there offering employees, it needs to be incumbent upon them to find sources for that training. And it should usually be in a learning management system. There's some free stuff on LinkedIn, and most of these tools have some guides on how to use them as well.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Matt Rosen's our guest, and Matt, like we've kind of been dancing around here, people see that stuff and they go, wow, this is really cool, and we need that. Without fully understanding how it can aid them, they just get it and basically shove it on the employee and say, y'all figure it out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to bother to learn how to do it. So like, hey, this is for you. Yeah. Use it.
Yeah, it needs to be an effort where there's discussions around what are the business cases we're trying to automate with AI. and then training on tools. And, companies need to be careful. A lot of these public models, they take the information and they keep it out there forever. And so organizations need to license their own models or create their own models where they can make sure that their data is safe, because data is your differentiator. And what you feed a model is what you get back. And so it's kind of garbage in, garbage out. And so I think organizations need to take a close look at, like, what are we actually trying to accomplish? It's amazing to me. We've done CIO roundtables. These are the IT leaders across all the cities we're in. And most people are just starting to dip their toe in the water and start to really use it. I look at this as the very early days of electricity or the internet. You've got this awesome tool, but people are unsure how and when to use it. And so it's going to take some time. If you think about it, well, the theories have been around since the 50s. Really, AI has come on the scene in the last 18 months. And so there's just still a lot we have to learn as a human race before we can fully incorporate it and embrace it into our daily lives and our work lives.
Yeah, I guess it also would seem to me that, let's say a boss or a CEO researches getting some AI platform in to help his workforce. And it's promised, look, it's going to increase your capacity to do business by 200%. All of a sudden, he's not getting that 200%. The workers are like, God, man, we're like, all of a sudden I was expected to get, 10 things done a day. Now I'm expected to get 30 things done a day. Like, I mean, what's the strain on the worker from that standpoint?
Yeah, it's just unrealistic if they think anyone's going to be 200% more productive. We're seeing anywhere from 30 to 70% gains, and that's after people have spent 30 to 90 days becoming proficient with these tools. And then you've got to put some clear criteria around it. For us, a lot of what we do is developing code. It's how much do you develop? It's how quality is it? And are the developers happy? We measure developer productivity. So there's got to be some clear measures of how you're going to both measure productivity and make sure that it's reasonable versus expecting the same people to get 200% more done without giving them any training on the tools or setting clear guidelines of what you expect. So a lot of this comes down to organizations really needing to spend a little more time thinking through, and that's a lot of what we do for a living, is help organizations look at their landscape and say, where and how should we use AI to help us? Where is it reasonable? Where is it not? Where is it going to provide gains? And where is it probably a waste of time? And I think there's going to be a lot of learnings that are going to come out over the next 12 to 18 months as more and more organizations begin to embrace it.
All right. With that, Matt, we will let you go. Matt Rosen, people want to find out more about Aleta. Where can they go? What can they do?
Yeah, they can go to Aleta.com. We've got a number of pages around AI, some case studies, and a contact us form. You can also look me up on LinkedIn. It's Matt Rosen, Aleta, Allata. It'd be great to hear from you and continue the discussion. Thanks for having me on the show this afternoon.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.